Hi everyone! I'm here with another cool event hosted by the Coloring Fiesta Facebook group. The theme of this event is Animals of Myth and Magic, which sounds so exciting! So, as usual, there is a group of coloring book artists who participate in this cool event, and of course, Janna Prosvirina is one of them. So, I'm honored to get my hands on another exclusive illustrations by Janna, and here are all 3 pages she offers on her Etsy shop, and by the way, they are now on sale. So do not hesitate to get them before the sales end. And if you want to try your luck, stay tuned for the giveaway keyword, which will be shown few times during this video. And the prize is 2 sets of images by Janna's Etsy shop to one of you who will leave me a comment with this keyword below this video. Well, for this tutorial I chose the Naga illustration and I decided to try the grayscale version. You know that I always color line art, so it will be interesting to me try grayscale. Also, Janna always offers both line art and grayscale versions, so you can really choose whatever you prefer. I will work on light grayscale, but there is also a dark version. And that is still not all. I'm gonna try Inktense pencils. Well, not that I wouldn't use them before, right? Yeah, but I just feel them to be the right medium for this page. And for my palette, I'm gonna use some of these colors. Actually, I didn't choose the exact colors. I will just use what will feel right, So I printed this illustration on the Canson paper, which has 224 GSM. The paper is quite thick. It's not exactly marked as watercolor paper, but there is a brush, on the cover, so I guess I can use some water mediums. And I'm gonna use pencils, so there shouldn't be too much water on the illustration. The paper, as you saw, is pretty thick, so my printer has a little bit problem to get nice and sharp edges. As you can see here, the illustration is absolutely perfect and clear. So yeah, this is just my printer. Oh yeah, and I would forget to mention that these colors will be used mainly for the tail and for the background, but this dragon will be in like pink purple colors, something like the favorite dragon from Heroes. It's the game. So yeah, we will see how this will look like at the end of this video. So let's begin. Let's start easy. I chose few colors just for the tail part. I didn't decide which colors I'm gonna use for the middle part. Yeah, I guess I will decide once I will start with the tail, and I will see how these colors looks together, and yeah, I will work with that later. So I have here few shades of like yellow-green colors and some ochre color. I'm always gonna write down the color I am currently using, so you will see all the colors here. I'm not gonna use these cards this time, just because I want you to see all the colors I am using on one piece of paper. And I'm gonna start with these 2 colors. Oops. Yeah, they seems to be very similar to each other, but if you look closer, you can see the difference. Oh, and actually, I think I'm gonna start with this color because I want this color to be in the highlighted part. So what I do is basically color all the highlighted parts, which is super easy to figure out which parts are highlighted on this grayscale, because you just see the lighter parts. And here, you know, you can use, yeah, you know which colors would be nice. I think some shades of purple would be really gorgeous. All right, and now I will use these two. I will start with 1560 and I will hope there will be a nice transition. Yeah, maybe a little bit of this ochre color here. This is a little bit too much. Nah, that's fine. I actually like that. It looks earthy. I like earth tones. Maybe if you follow along, try to use dark color first before the lighter one, because as you can see I'm covering the shadows, so it will be harder for me to see where are the originally placed shadows, you know. But don't worry, we will figure it out in a minute. Yeah, and right now I decided not to use the 1550 color, because I think these two and the dark one will be enough. So 1550. Also, it seems that it has a little bit different undertone. For now, I'm not gonna use it. So yeah, and as a dark color, as dark shade, I have this 1540. Oops, that can happen. And I will just follow all the edges, you know, and all the darker parts. And fortunately I am used to color line arts, so I don't really mind that I covered all the pre-shaded areas, you know. And I'm really curious how it will look once I add water. And I'm really curious if the grayscale will have some effect, because we are not using colored pencils. Well, not exactly colored pencils, right? So the result will be different than if I use, I don't know, Prismas or some regular pencils. But I like this picture. I really enjoy coloring. And yeah, I mean, I love coloring in general, you know, but pages by Janna are always so fun. That reminds me, stay tuned for upcoming mini-series, which will have 4 episodes, and you will see how I colored 4 pictures from the newest coloring book by Janna. And the coloring book is called Fairy 2, and it's just amazing book. You know, I had so much fun coloring all these pages, and I did 4.5. I actually have 1 page in progress. And also there should already be a video up from the coloring book Whimsical Darlings. And you know, Janna has this series of books where you will find chibis, and they are so cute. And this was the Christmas edition. The name of the book is Whimsical Darlings Christmas. So, because we all participated in Christmas in July, right? I created a video where you will see 4 pages from this Whimsical Darlings. And yeah, I love it. Well, maybe they are not exactly chibis, you know, but it's the similar style. It's cute little cuties. Yeah, so don't miss this video and don't miss this book if you are interested in this style, because you will not regret it. And as you can see in the video I did, this coloring book is perfect for markers because the illustrations aren't much detailed, and also there is no background, so you can create your own. I, for example, used glitter glue on one of the page as the background, so it's so glittery. And as I say, there is nothing like too much glitters, you know. There is always only not enough glitters and add more. Yeah, so I added more. Actually, I put them on the whole page, I guess. Yeah, it looks great. Well, I am done with first layer. Maybe I will correct this part because we have a lot of dark shade, but not much the 1560, so I will add a little bit more here. So it's just like with your regular pencils. I color the same way. I just don't push so hard because it's really necessary. Yeah. Ooh, so let's see what will be the result. All right. Where is my favorite brush? Here. So my favorite brush is by the brand T-Brush. It is a mix of squirrel and synthetic bristles. And if you cannot get exactly this brand, you know, you can look for some similar, because this, I don't know if this is local brand, but I didn't find this brush on the Amazon or on any other places, but only in one of the local store here, you know. But for me, it's the best brush I ever used. Yes, so I'm gonna activate the Inktense. Oh, and they are so intense, right? Wow. Yeah. So I finished this part and I definitely felt that this is not the watercolored paper. But I am so in love with this watercolored effect and with the colors. I have a little problem here because I usually have this problem when I have the lighter color on the left and I am used to go like from right to the left, but I didn't want to mess up with the light colors. So this direction is always a little bit challenging for me. But overall, I think it turned out pretty nice. And I tried to make this pattern similar like what Janna did on the original illustration. Yeah, it's not the same, obviously. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. When I finished all these dark lines with a very fine brush, I get back with only a wet brush with no color and I just washed out the edges a little bit so it looks a little bit softer and more like the part of the tail. I had a problem in this area because it was just some strange angle for me. I couldn't manage it. So, yeah, but overall, I think I did it quite nice, you know. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Also, I got an idea. Let's take our fine brush and the 1540 color. Let's just grab some ink from the pencil. And now, hopefully, it will work nicely. And from very close distance, it doesn't work. All right, let's let's try it a little bit harder. It did splashes here, not here. I wanted to make only small dots, you know, but maybe I need a little bit more water on the brush. Let's try it again. Oops. Yeah, so here we have some small dots. Oh, but how about... Oh my gosh! All right. Well, this way works in a little bit different direction than I wanted, but we will manage it. So, just, you know, uh, yeah, splash the paint right from the pencil. This works pretty nice. Oh, but I feel that I have no control over it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's... Oh no! All right, don't do your own dots if you don't feel really precise and really stable with your hand. All right, I fixed it. And yeah, this part will be challenging, right? Doesn't work from close distance. Let's add more water. Oh no, it doesn't work so great from close distance. So let's try to do some really fine dots and I don't want to ruin it. Alright, I will leave it like that. Some few additional dots. Alright, and I'm happy with the result. On some parts, big spots are nice, but not everywhere. Oh. Oh, no. Alright, I am happy with the tail and I really don't mind all these splashes out of the colored area because you know we will color over it later so it will not be so visible. Alright, and for the middle part I chose these three colors. I'm gonna use 1700 as my lightest color. And yes, so let's start. I'm going very lightly, so I will have some idea where where the shadows are. Now I take, and you know what, I will go with this darkest color, 1730, and I will go on edges, and here is a big shadow. Alright, and our middle color is 1710. Again, back to the brush. Alright, that was quite fast. I will just add a little bit of 1730 under this cloth, you know, just to create a shadow, because we have a shadow here but not here, and it's important to be consistent with your shadows. All right. I think I went too far here. So this is brush with a clean water, and I will just pick up some of the pigment. And I will try not to ruin it. Yeah, let's leave it like this. Cool. So now I'm gonna color this cloth, and I'm gonna make it purple, and this metal part I will try to make it gold. I prepared some colors, so hopefully it will turn into gold. Now for the belt, or what is it? Yeah, so let's try these colors. We have sun yellow 0200, and this will be the highlighted part, you know, so I'm gonna do it only a little bit. And this is quite small area for so many colors I prepared, so we will see. But the next color is 0225. Alright. Actually, I'm not sure if I ever tried color gold with Inktense. I don't know, I just picked some colors. I thought they could create color. They could create gold, you know. Next, 1700. We already had this color here, but that's fine. Just a little bit. And I get back to the previous color, only for the upper part a little bit. And then let's go with 1710, which is the color we had as well here. And because this is like green ochre, and I want only a light touch with this color, I will just color over the whole area, but very lightly. Alright. And the last color is 1730. And this will be our darkest color. It would be easier with pencils, because you can be more precise with them. But that's fine. I will just take some smaller brush, but not too small. Alright, let's try this number 4 brush. I think it will be too big. Well, let's see. And try to have not much water. So maybe paper tissue will be better to use in this case. And again, start from the brightest. So what do you think? Can we consider this like gold? Yeah, I think so. Now for the purple part, I have three very pink colors or pink magenta colors and one with a little bit more blue in it. Maybe I will grab another one. This one has more blue in it. Yeah, so let's try them. And I will start with the 0405. I will divide the gold colors from the rest of the belt. So 0405. All right. And I try to touch the lightest areas. And yeah, this pattern is very beautiful, but I'm not sure if I will be able to follow it. First, because I will cover everything with Inktense, and second, this seems a little bit harder than only these crosses, you know. So I think I will not try to make the pattern, so I'm not gonna ruin the whole page, you know? Yeah. The next color is 0700. This is beautiful color. And I would like this color to be my main color. So I will cover the most of the area, even the area where is the previous color. That's pretty fine. The colors will mix together and will create a nice effect. And for the corners, which color I'm gonna use? I have the red violet. You know what? Let's try violet, which has a lot of blue in it. See? But let's use it only for these darkest areas. And I recommend you to keep your pencils sharp. I don't like to sharp Inktense pencils because I feel like I'm wasting everything. I'm using this Derwent electric sharpener. I'm too lazy to empty the bin every time I would like to shave the Inktense. So I use it until I can. And because they have quite hard core, it's quite easy to color with them even if they are dull like that. Alright, that was a challenge. I didn't realize how this violet color, how strong it is. You know, you can see it here. I lifted up a lot of pigment, a lot of ink from this area, but you saw it. It was so dark, so saturated, and wow. I had some moment here when actually I did this blur effect on purpose, but I actually don't know why. Then I changed my mind. I wanted to fix it, but then I changed my mind again and I thought, I'll leave it like that. I will cover it with the background, you know. So it was really fun, but I think it turned out pretty well. Maybe this part is a little bit more red. That's because of the strong violet. Let's try to fix it and use these two previous colors again. And just lightly, the paper is still wet, so it's not ideal, but that's fine. Ooh. Yeah, that is much better now. It's not so cold, you know, but it's a little bit warmer, just like the upper part. Now, what should we do with his body? I mean, with his upper body. Well, it could be really cool to make the upper body in these colors, right? Yeah, but I think I will pass this option and let's make his body in classical skin tone colors. And for that, we will need the Carandash palette. Well, you can use whatever you have. Actually, you don't have to use this palette. I just like it because there is one side pretty rough, so it's very useful. You can mix all the colors here and apply them on the illustration, or you can mix all the colors right on the page, and that's what I will do because I am too lazy to go clean my palette. Yeah. Alright, and which colors we will need, or at least which colors I always use, are these carmine pink and Sicilian yellow. And I mix these two colors to get really a large scale of skin tones from pink to yellow. Yeah, these two colors makes beautiful light and pale skin tone, and I will use them, but I will also use some brown, and I picked the willow and natural brown. I don't know if these two colors will work because actually I never did skin tone with Inktense. Well, I did, but only with these two colors, you know. I never tried to add another colors because when I used it, I think I used it only as a wash or some base layer, you know. So who knows? Anyway, let's try it. Alright, and what I do, as I said, I'm really lazy. I will just mix the colors right on the paper and I will hope that it will work somehow. So I will go with very light layer, at least on these highlighted areas. And now I'm thinking that I am doing a mistake. Why? Because I remembered that it wasn't really easy to achieve a specific skin tone, and you just have to add more yellow or more pink to get the color you want. But yeah, let's have some fun. And I want his skin to be more yellow than pink, so I will use only a little bit of pink. Don't forget his face. And I sharpened my pencil because I want really only a light color. And you know what? I will focus this red or pink on the shadowed areas. What will happen on these areas? The colors will mix, and for the rest of the body I will use the residue I will have on the brush to mix it. So then I will have only a light touch of the pink in the lighter areas. At least that's what I hope for. We will see if it will work how I think. Yeah, let's give him some abs. And I'm pushing so hard now. I have to lighten my hand because, you know, guys, I am originally very heavy-handed colorist, and I just learned how to have a control over my pressure. Even if I hold the pencil close to the top, I can go light, but sometimes I just forget myself and go hard, and then I just have two strong colors, just like with the purple. Oh, more abs here. Let's define his belly, his abs. All right. And why not to try to add one of these right away? So let's go with the darker color. It's 1907. Yeah, let's go with dark color. And I'm gonna apply it only on the dark areas. I try to have light pressure. Alright, wow, this is so above my expectations. Oh my gosh, this turned out so great, and yeah, it could be better. And I think if I use watercolored paper, it would definitely help. But wow, my theory worked, you know? And look at it, it looks so awesome. I know it's strange to say that something is awesome when I colored it, but yeah, look at it. I absolutely didn't expect such a good result. And I don't say it's perfect. I definitely see areas where it could be much better, especially here, you know, I just went out of the line, and yeah, the color is not very consistent. Also here we have some patches which I wasn't able to cover or get rid of them, but hey, wow, for the first time skin tone with Inktense tried on the theory. Wow, I'm very happy with that result. And yeah, so let's finish the face and the bracelet, which I will make in the same colors as the belt. And then we will do some purple crystals, purple dragon, and yeah, the background. I wanted to try some drawing, for the background, but we will see. Maybe I will do it just blue, like sky. Alright, let's the face dry, and then I'm gonna use pencils for details and for the eyes, because these areas are so small that I don't know if I would be able to make it with brush. But if I'm thinking about it now, I think I'm gonna make it with a brush. Yeah, but first let's go and let's do the hair. And I decided to make him ginger. So I have some orange and brownish colors. So for the highlights, I chose this. So hair 0255 and this one 0317. Ooh, these two colors looks wonderful. So let's start with the lighter orange. Okay, I don't know how you guys, but I love the hair. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not that I could say that about the eyebrow. Am I the only one who always mess up some part on the painting? You know, especially if I use wet media like Inktense or watercolors or whatever, I always end up with some patches like here, you know, or here around the body, hands, and so on. So I don't know. Um, I will definitely need more practice with wet mediums, but for now, I'm super happy. I will wait till this area dry, and then I will go again with small brush and I will just define the eyebrow a little bit more, because now it's wet and it only spreads the color. So now I will go back to 1907, which we had here, and I will use my very fine brush, grab some color, and I will just emphasize some face features. So be very careful when you are doing something like this. Maybe this is very strong color. Let me grab another. Well, and I have 1900 here. Let's try it. It should be much lighter. Look. Yeah, that's much better. Oh my god, what have I done to his lips? Well, let's see how the reference picture looks like. Well, these lips are so nice. What is this? Actually, I don't really see the original illustration on the face, you know, well, on the lips area here. So, yeah, I just try my best, but I guess this is fine. Now, only with clear water, I will try to soften these edges on the nose. And guys, don't ask me how I do all of it, because I have no idea. Uh, Honestly, I have no idea how I did the upper body, including hair. I didn't do it, it just happened. I just added a little bit of shadow here under his chin. Alright, and now I will focus on his eyes. This is such a small detail. What I hate about such tiny brushes is that they don't hold water and they don't hold up the paint, you know, so sometimes you don't even do a stroke. Alright, this took a little while, but yeah, this is the best I could do. And for his iris, I'm gonna use this bright green. So, I'm gonna grab some green. And yoop, And yup. Okay. I'm gonna let it dry properly. That's important. Let's take our 1910, if I will find it. Yeah, it's here, and let's try to fix the eyebrow. The only thing I need here is to make it more defined, you know, just like that. All right, I'm not. Oh, that's so dark. Isn't it too dark? Well, if it's too dark, just clean your brush and repeat the whole process I did before. So I hope not to make it worse. Or you can wet the area and then just take your tissue paper and lift up some of the color, then wet it again. Yes. Alright, I will leave it like this. It's not as defined as I wish. But how about use the pencil itself? Alright, cool. And I will adjust the second eyebrow. Now it's dark as well. Alright, so we will have this Naga with very dark eyebrow. Well. Now for the pupil, I'm gonna take some very fine liner. Let's start with 0.3. It's very fine. And let's just make the pupil. This looks strange. Yeah. So what I did is that I didn't do like human pupils. I did cats-like pupils, you know. So not round, but more oval. All right, let's do the stuff. And we will need our pink colors, pink and magenta colors. All right, so for the crystals, we will use 0405, and I will just color some of the highlighted parts, you know, not all, but only few of them. Well, I did almost all of them. It doesn't matter. And now we will add golden yellow. So it's 0230. And we will add it to our pink color. You don't have to cover the pink fully like I did here. Just add the color to the another color. They will mix together anyway. Now let's take our or mine favorite, this color. And we can use it for darker areas. And let's take our darkest color. Let's use this 0740 as our darkest color. This one contains a little bit of blue color as well, but not so much as the other one. And be careful, do not press too hard on this dark color, because even if this one isn't so dark, it can be challenging to work with it, especially on such a small area like we have here. And yeah, I add this dark color even here where we have this yellow. Alright, this doesn't look bad at all. So for the wood part, I'm gonna use, I have these two main colors, and maybe I'm gonna use the tan color as well. And this is me again. Look at the bottom part of the stuff and look on the original how nice and even the stuff is on the upper part and the bottom part. And now look at mine. It's like two different stuffs, you know. But hey, let's say that this stuff, that this mine stuff, is just crooked somehow, you know. But I like it. Yeah, I didn't match the color on the bottom part and the upper part, but who cares, you know. Let's say that this part is in the big shadow, right? So now let's do the dragon, and let's use the same colors as we used on stuff, on this belt and so on. So these purple oranges colors. And I'm gonna add a green as well, and I will use the same green I used on his eyes. Yeah, but I'm gonna use it only on some parts. So let's say on these wings only. Alright, so the dragon is done, finally. Again, I had the problem with the violet color on this wing, which I had to extend a little bit. Yeah, but that's fine. Also, I did some change on the end of the tail and on these feathers, but the changes are really slight, if you compare it to the original. Yeah, and that's just because I had too much paint here. Well, that's our Naga. Here are all the colors I used today. And now only the background and highlights left. So I will start with the solid color on the background, and later I will decide if I will add some elements into the background or not. Okay, so I finished the background and I don't like it. I always had a problem with Inktense to color large areas like the background here. So it looks quite uneven and patchy, but don't worry, we will fix it. We just need to let the paper dry properly. And then we will use our acrylic paint and we will do some mist around and maybe some clouds. So hopefully it will help. And at the end, I decided not to do any mountains or forest in the background because I just think that I will need more practice with that. Overall, I love how the picture turned out, but really keep in mind if you want to use any wet media, no matter how much water you plan to use, always use watercolor paper because the work would be much better, much easier, and maybe the background wouldn't be so patchy and uneven. So keep the importance of paper in mind. Actually, I used non-watercolored paper because I planned to use pencils over the top of Inktense, but it turned out so well that I didn't need to use pencils. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment with a keyword, which I'm sure you already saw during this video, and you will enter the giveaway about which I was talking at the beginning of this video. And because the paper is almost right, before we use the acrylic paint, let's do some highlights with acrylic marker. And I'm gonna start on crystals. I will do just few highlights. I'm not gonna outline, but I could make it. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it now. I will just outline few edges. Yeah, alright, so I did the outlines. Alright, I didn't plan that. It just looks much nicer. And I see that this part is quite dry. So let's fix the hair. And I'm picking up the 1910 color, which is the color we used on the hair. Alright, let's leave it like this. Alright, highlights are done. The paper is still a little bit wet, but we can prepare our paint. And I'm gonna use my old palette, which is full of dried paint, but it doesn't matter because I can still use it. As next, I will use my fan brush, and this is boar bristles, so it's hard and firm, so perfect for some mist. And at the end we will need some sponges. These are sponges which you can just put on your finger. Yeah, and they are blue. They are blue because I used them already on another picture with ink pads, so I didn't have time to clean them up, but it doesn't matter. I will mix them with the paint and they will get the white paint a little bit of blue tint. So yeah, I can use them twice and wash them only once. And as paint, I will use this Arctic's acrylic paint, which is wonderful. I use it more than 2 years. And yeah, I still have the same tube for the whole time. But I use it mostly for some details like sea waves and so on. It's a big tube and it can last forever. Let's start with clouds. I'm not sure how because I never did clouds with acrylic paints. But basically, I usually just it's too much. Pick a little bit of paint and tap on the palette. So I will have, quite even and soft layer, and then only very lightly tap on the picture. And I try to make some shape. I usually do this in some underwater scenes and I use it for bubbles, and for foam. So this is something new. Yeah. Not bad. And if you feel that you are managing this quite nice, you can start to do circles with your sponge. And you can get back to the previous cloud, and yeah, this works so much better. But I recommend to do the first step as well, because you will find out how it will look. You have light pressure, so you can manage it. You can just prepare your surface, your sky for the clouds. And once you have it and the paint is a little bit drier, you can easily smudge them with the sponge, and you have much better control over the whole process like this, much better than if you just pick up the paint and start to paint. It can work, but it will give you some another result. And always start with a light pressure. Even if you do circles, start lightly. Also, this stippling movement gives you a kind of texture which can be useful. So now you see that I covered almost the whole patchy area here. Yeah, I don't know what I have done here. Let's say it's a moon. Now, I will try to do something like a mist, and that I can do with a sponge or with the brush. So first, let's try a sponge. Because it gives much softer look, I would say. Yeah. So it will be nice on the bottom part, on the ground. And also you can take a wet brush and go over the paint from the sponge. And you can create some movement. Yeah, but don't wait too much, because once the acrylic paint is dried, you will not activate it again. You see? Well, I'm not activating the white paint but the blue background. Yeah, but that can work as well. Well, now let's take this fan brush and pick the paint and dab a few times so you will not have too much paint on the brush, and try first some strokes like this. Then you will see if you need more paint or not. See how it looks much more realistic. And we have the same here. You don't have to overdo it. You know, because we spent hours coloring our main picture, the main character, and you don't want to cover the whole page with white pen, you know? So only lightly, just to give that feel that there is a mist around you. You know, the thing is, I need to go more in these details. And for that, it will be the best if I used one of my synthetic brushes. Alright, try to avoid using natural hair brushes with acrylic paint, because the paint is very heavy and dries very quickly, and soft natural hair are very fragile and could be easily destroyed. And now I took this little brush, picked some paint, and I do this stippling movement, which is the same I did with the sponge. For this technique, rather use some brush you don't mind to destroy, because this movement is not good for bristles, but it's very effective on the picture. And I think I'm done. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Some parts were pretty challenging, but it was worth it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you Janna for sending me your beautiful illustration. If you follow along, or if you get any inspiration from my coloring, I would be over the moon to see your picture. So when you share your picture on social media, please tag me and also tag Janna, because we both would love to see your work. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give me a like. I would really appreciate if you could consider subscribing to my channel, and hopefully you will find there some more videos which you will like and which will be useful for you. Alright, I think that's all for this video. If you are interested in more coloring videos where I used Inktense, check out the playlist here. Have a beautiful day and see you soon. Bye!